You ever walk into a place and just feel like it's watching you? Yeah. That's what happened to me last year when I moved into this old house just outside town. It was cheap, too cheap, and the landlord said it had been empty for years. He kept saying, "Don't worry about the noise at night. It's just the pipes." Right. Classic horror movie red flag, I know. But I needed a place. So, I moved in. The first night was fine. Until around 2 a.m., I heard whispering. Not outside. Not in the walls. It sounded like it was coming from the house itself. Like the wood was breathing, the floorboards creaking in patterns, almost like it was trying to talk. I laughed it off. Told myself I was just tired. Second night. I started recording on my phone. I left it on my dresser, camera facing the door. When I checked the footage in the morning, I swear I saw something move. The door opened halfway, slow, and then just stopped. And then you hear it. A whisper. It said my name. Clearly. Beat. I didn't tell anyone. Because who'd believe me, right? By the fourth night, the whispers turned into footsteps. They'd start in the attic, then move down the stairs, soft, dragging, like bare feet on wood. And every time I tried to look, there was nothing. But the weirdest thing? My phone recordings kept deleting themselves. Every morning, gone. Like the house didn't want me to have proof. So, I did something stupid. I talked back. I stood in the hallway and said, "If you're here, say something." The light flickered. Then the front door creaked open, slow and loud. And I heard this whisper again, right behind me. "You shouldn't have come back." Back. I'd never been here before. That's when I found the basement door. It was sealed shut with nails and a heavy chain. But I wanted answers, so I pried it open. It smelled like damp wood and metal. When I went down there, the air felt thick. There were carvings on the walls. Names. Dozens of them, scratched deep into the brick. And one of them was mine. Carved perfectly, like it had been there for years. I ran. But the front door wouldn't open. Every window was bricked over from the outside. And then I heard footsteps, heavy ones, coming from the basement. I hid in the closet, shaking, trying not to breathe. And that's when I realized something. The house wasn't haunted. It was alive. Every sound, the pipes, the whispers, the walls, it was all part of it. Like it remembered everyone who'd ever been inside. It didn't want guests. It wanted residents. Hours passed. I finally passed out. When I woke up, it was daylight. The front door was wide open. I ran, didn't even look back. But here's the twist. When I got home, my real home, my phone started ringing. Unknown number. I picked up. It was a voice that sounded exactly like mine. And it said, "Why'd you leave? We were just getting comfortable." Then the call ended. And now, sometimes, when I'm home alone, the walls creak, just like that house. And I swear, late at night, I can hear myself whispering, from inside the walls. Yeah. So if you ever find a place that's too cheap to be real, don't move in. Because maybe the house isn't haunted. Maybe, it's hungry.
I used to tell people I didn't believe in ghosts. Old houses creak, wind makes weird noises, and shadows look different when you're tired, that's what I always said. But what I saw in that house changed my mind completely. This happened a few years ago, when I was helping my cousin move to a small town outside of Bristol. He'd just bought this really old property that had been sitting empty for nearly a decade, 2 stories, overgrown garden, right on the edge of the woods. The kind of place that looks like it should be in a painting, or a nightmare. When we first arrived, I remember the air around it felt heavy. I don't know how else to describe it. You could hear the birds in the distance, but not around the house. No sound. Not even wind. Just stillness. We started unloading boxes, joking around, trying not to admit how creepy the place felt. Inside, everything smelled like damp wood and dust. The wallpaper was peeling in long strips, and the floorboards groaned with every step. The strangest thing was the smell. It wasn't just musty. It smelled sweet. Like rotting fruit. That night, we decided to stay there instead of driving back to the city. We set up sleeping bags in the living room. Around 2 in the morning, I woke up to what sounded like whispering. I thought maybe my cousin was talking in his sleep, but when I looked over, he was out cold. The whispering kept going, soft, steady, like it was coming from inside the walls. I held my breath and listened. It sounded like a woman's voice saying something over and over, but I couldn't make out the words. Then, 3 slow knocks came from the wall behind me. I froze. The knocks came again, closer this time, like something moving inside the walls. I sat up and whispered my cousin's name, but he didn't wake up. I shook him, and finally he opened his eyes. The second he sat up, the noise stopped. Dead silence. We stayed awake for hours, waiting for it to start again, but nothing happened. The next morning, while making coffee, my cousin found something wedged behind one of the cupboards, an old photograph covered in dust. It was of a family standing right outside the same house, a man, a woman, and a little boy holding a small wooden toy. But the weird part was, the woman's face was burned out. Like someone held a lighter to it. We both laughed it off, said maybe the last owners had some drama. But deep down, it didn't feel funny. That evening, I was outside grabbing something from the car when I noticed a light on upstairs. It was the room above the living room, the one that didn't have a working bulb. I shouted up to my cousin, but he was still downstairs. He ran up to check, but when he opened the door, the light was gone. He said he smelled that same sweet, rotten scent again, stronger than before. Like fruit left out in the sun too long. We both started to feel uneasy, but we tried to shake it off. Later that night, around 3 a.m., I woke up again, this time to the sound of footsteps. Slow, deliberate, heavy. They were coming from upstairs, pacing back and forth. My cousin woke up too, and we just stared at each other. Neither of us wanted to move. Then we heard the stairs creak, one step at a time, like someone was walking down. We waited, staring at the doorway. And then the last step creaked, but nobody appeared. The smell hit again, thick this time. My eyes watered. It was so strong it almost made me gag. I shone my phone light toward the stairs, and that's when I saw her. A woman standing halfway down the steps. She was barefoot, wearing a long nightgown, her hair hanging in front of her face. And she wasn't moving, just staring straight at me through the strands of her hair. I couldn't breathe. I blinked, and she was suddenly closer. The next blink, gone. Just the empty staircase. We didn't stay. We grabbed what we could, ran outside, and drove off into town. We ended up crashing at a cheap hotel for the night. The next morning, we went back just to grab the rest of our stuff. In daylight, the house looked almost normal again, quiet, empty. We went straight upstairs to that room where we saw the light. On the wall, someone had written a single word in what looked like charcoal. Stay. I remember my cousin swearing he didn't write it. And I believed him, because it wasn't there the day before. We left everything behind after that. He told the bank to take it back. He didn't even want to sell it. But here's the part that still messes with me. A few months later, I was scrolling through old pictures on my phone, from the night we first moved in. There was one I didn't remember taking. It showed me and my cousin sitting in the living room, smiling with boxes behind us. But in the corner, right by the stairs, you can see her. The same woman. Barefoot. Nightgown. Head tilted, looking straight at the camera. And when I zoomed in, I noticed something else, her face. It wasn't blurry like I expected. It was burned. Completely blackened. The same as the woman in that photo we found in the kitchen. And here's what made my blood run cold. When I checked the details on the image, the timestamp said it was taken 3 days before we even moved in.